It's over. The Bucks have done it. The long wait has ended. After a half century, the Milwaukee Bucks are NBA champions once again.
The Milwaukee Bucks are the reigning defending NBA champions. Giannis put on a hell of a performance, in my opinion, solidified himself in the books with the greats with his close performance in Game 6. And I mean, granted, when you're the NBA champion, the defending NBA champion, there's not really many moves you need to make in the offseason to come back into the following season. So the Bucks had a bit of a light offseason, but I do think they made some underrated moves to still improve. They did lose a big piece of their offense. Well, not of their offense, of their team, mainly their defense. If you noticed in the clip that played at the beginning of the video, the person who got the rebound at the end of the game was PJ Tucker. He is now going to be a member of the Miami Heat. He left in the offseason. I think that while that's a big blow to their team, it isn't going to hurt them too much because in the meantime, they actually re-signed Bobby Portis, who I believe was also a big part of that team. I feel like Bobby Portis is one of my favorite players in the league, an underrated player in the league, and I think he fits this culture that the Bucks have built. I think PJ Tucker fits that culture as well. But I also think PJ Tucker fits the culture of the Heat. He won a championship. He wanted to move on. That's fine. But at least they didn't lose both Bobby Portis and PJ Tucker. If they'd have lost both, I think that would have been a bigger hit than just losing PJ Tucker in the offseason. But like I said, they did make some underrated moves. They also lost Brent Forbes, who played very well when Dante DiVincenzo went down. You have to consider the fact that they won the championship without Dante DiVincenzo playing due to injury, and he will be back this season. So that's not really a piece that they're adding, but it's adding a piece that they did not have in the playoffs that maybe they'll have in the playoffs this year as well. Speaking of pieces they added, they traded for Grayson Allen from the Memphis Grizzlies. Grayson Allen, I think, fits perfect for this team. I think he's going to have a very, not big role, but important role on this team when it comes to defense, when it comes to shooting. Obviously, the Milwaukee Bucks have done a great job at surrounding Giannis Antetokounmpo with players who fit his play style and complement his play style. Shooters, some guys who can create their own shots, guys who can defend on the perimeter and allow him to actually excel at help defense, which he's one of the best in the league at. I think Grayson Allen fits that play style very well. I think he'll complement Giannis very well. They also went out and got Rodney Hood, who hasn't been that great later in his career as of least since he's left Utah. But Rodney Hood is still able to knock down shots for any team, especially a championship team. I think he'll do well on the team. They went and got Semi Ojeleye, who, is there for defense and a little bit of athleticism. I think this team is going to do well. Obviously, they're going to do well. A lot of people have their doubts about this team because they got to the finals because, in the second round, they played against the Brooklyn Nets. Harden was not 100%. Kyrie went out in, I think, game 3. Obviously, people have to talk about, if KD's foot was a few inches shorter, the Brooklyn Nets will be advancing and not the Bucks. Well, KD also had another shot at that shot in overtime and did not make it. So, like I say, man, like everyone says, it's just facts. You can find any reason to say any NBA championship in history was lucky if you nitpick enough. I don't really like to say, this team was injured. So injuries are just as much a part of basketball as scoring a bucket is, if we're being honest. Injuries are a part of the game. You're an athlete. You're out there putting your body on the line. These things are going to happen. Next man up mentality. You have to know these things will happen. And with the Brooklyn Nets, they were a top-heavy team. Harden, Kyrie, Durant. They had other good players on the team, but they were a top-heavy team. When you have a top-heavy team like that with very little depth, When one of those players go down with injury, you risk being at the chance of not competing against teams like this. And it still went to a game 7, so kudos to the Brooklyn Nets. But kudos to the Milwaukee Bucks too. Don't take this away from them. Don't say, oh, well, they didn't play the best in the finals. Phoenix Suns were an incredible team. Phoenix Suns played incredibly throughout the playoffs. I mean, granted, you could say, oh, well, AD was hurt in the first round. Hey, injuries are part of the game. It is what it is. Like I said, they're just as much a part of the game as getting buckets is. I'm not taking any away from this Milwaukee Bucks team. I'm a Giannis fan. I'm happy for Giannis. I'm happy for this team. I'm happy for guys like Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton, PJ Tucker, who was on the team, Bobby Portis, Brook Lopez, Dante DiVincenzo. I'm happy for these guys, and I'm not, and I hope no one else continues to do this, but take away championships from guys because something that's a part of the game happened in the game. It is what it is. The Milwaukee Bucks played who were in front of them. Now they're the NBA champions. Moving on to the 21-22 season. What happens with the Milwaukee Bucks? When you're the champion, everybody's aiming for your head. The East has gotten a bit better. If they make it to the finals, there's some teams in the West who are really going to have a lot to say about the Bucks being champions. You got the Miami Heat in the East, who I'll talk about in a future video. Like I said, PJ Tucker went there. They acquired Kyle Lowry. They're expected to be one of the top teams in the East. The Chicago Bulls are going to be no pushovers. I don't think they're better than the Bucks, but who knows, man? A lot of these teams can upset other teams. You got the New York Knicks who can upset certain teams. You got the Atlanta Hawks who are coming back after an Eastern Conference Finals run where they competed with the Bucks better than people expected. Well, what are they going to be like this year? They're going to be better this year. I'll talk about them in a future video. You got the Brooklyn Nets possibly coming back healthy this year. As the things with Kyrie where he doesn't want to get the vaccine, so he's going to miss home games. Who knows how that's going to play into the factor. But like I said, when you're top heavy like that, you risk these things happening. Granted, that's not a part of the game like injuries is. That's a little different. But nonetheless, this is a thing that's going to happen. So you got these teams. Who knows what's going to happen with Philadelphia, I think the Milwaukee Bucks are a solidified top 3 or 2 team in the East as far as standings go. Do I think they can repeat as champions? I'm not sure. If I had to put a percentage on it, I'd say they have a 45% chance, but that's not even really, a knock against the Bucks. It's just that we don't see that. People take that for granted in this era with like the Golden State Warriors and the Miami Heat and the Los Angeles Lakers. It's a rare thing for teams to really win back-to-back. A lot of people call the San Antonio Spurs a dynasty. San Antonio Spurs have never won back-to-back NBA championships in their 5 that they have. So winning back-to-back should not be taken for granted. It's no matter how good the team is. It's not a solidified thing. It's not a guaranteed thing. So I don't know if the Bucks can win back-to-back, but I know they have the talent to. Will they actually pull it off? That remains to be seen. But let me know in the comment section below. Do you think the Bucks are going to repeat as champs, whether you're a fan or not? What are your thoughts on the whole? The Bucks got lucky. They didn't really play anybody. They played people hurt. Let me know in the comment section down below. I want to have a discussion about that. What are you looking forward to from the Bucks this offseason? Who was your favorite addition in the offseason? Leave a like on the video. As always, greatly appreciated. Subscribe. Ring the notification bell so you know when your team video is coming out next. Check out the 30 Days of Hoops playlist up here somewhere in one of these links. And I'll holler at y'all tomorrow. Peace.